wonderful day for the Irish and those who wish they were.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
A sea of green made its way through Toronto today as people of all ages came out to take in a little look of the Irish St. Patrick's Day parade. Good evening. The skies may have been gray, but the Irish eyes were definitely smiling at the 38th annual edition of the parade.
The event, complete with floats, marching bands from across Canada, Irish dancers and performers celebrating their culture and community spirit.
It wouldn't be St. Patrick's Day without an Irish jig.
I'm a leprechaun.
Some Irish folklore, and magical luck to go with it.
I don't know how I grow this mustache. It just naturally came.
Toronto St. Patrick's Day Parade brings out people and pets indulging in everything green, walking east down Bloor and south on Yonge Street.
It's a wonderful day for the Irish and those who wish they were.
The St. Patrick's Day Parade has been a Toronto tradition since 1988 and has grown into a diverse celebration of cultures, strengthening the city's civic spirit.
38,000 Irish immigrants came to Toronto when we only have 20,000 people, right? In 1838. It's incredible. Irish immigrants built this city.
And for many, it's a tradition that has been carried on for generations.
Our grandparents used to walk in the parade every year, so we come every year, and it's our favorite. It's so much fun.
From those pedaling responsibly to others riding in the passenger seat, the parade is a nod to Irish heritage while embracing community.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yay! You want to say Happy St. Patrick's Day?
Well, after this morning's snowfall, Toronto remains under a special weather statement with the potential for strong winds over the next few days. I almost got blown over when I was walking my dog. Environment Canada says gusts up to 70 kilometers an hour are possible into the evening and tomorrow, with the possibility of wind gusts strengthening to 90 kilometers an hour on Monday night. Now, they're expected to continue through to Tuesday morning, potentially leading to power outages. Raheem.
Well, we'll have more news in a moment, but first let's take a closer look at the weather situation. Right now the sun is still up, but we are dealing with a number of weather alerts. As Andrea just mentioned, a special weather statement is in effect for the city of Toronto. Yes, wind gusts between 70 to 90 kilometers per hour, but that's not all. Our friends in Goderich have a snow squall watch. There's also a freezing rain warning in Parry Sound, and up north in Sault Ste. Marie, in that region, they are dealing with a winter storm warning. This is a look at the satellite radar, so you can see things right now in the GTA are calm, but there is a system coming. That green is coming our way, and so we will be dealing with showers in the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Currently, temperatures 2 degrees in Hamilton, 19 degrees still in Windsor, 3 degrees out east in Kingston. At the islands, 3 degrees as well. Pearson Airport, still a little bit of sun peeking out at 4 degrees. Tonight, our overnight low will be 5 degrees and cloudy, but as I mentioned, a system is coming. We'll give you all those details with how long it will last coming up. Andrea.
Thanks, Raheem. A man is fighting for his life after being struck by a vehicle in Scarborough this morning. It happened near Shepherd and Warden just after 6:30. Paramedics tell us a man in his 40s was taken to hospital in critical condition. The driver involved remained at the scene, and the cause of the crash remains under investigation. And Toronto police are on the hunt for a driver who took off after smashing into a hydro pole in North York. It happened just after 6 this morning near Bathurst and Avenel Drive, south of Eglinton. The crash heavily damaged the pole and took out a fire hydrant as well. There have been no descriptions released of the driver or the vehicle involved. Anyone with information is asked to come forward.
Toronto police say 2 counter-demonstrators at yesterday Al-Quds Day rally have been arrested for assault. One man is accused of swinging his arms and fists at a person holding a stick with an Islamic Republic of Iran flag and then breaking the stick. Another is accused of spitting on someone and ripping an Islamic Republic of Iran flag off their back before lighting a flag on fire. Investigators say both cases are being treated as suspected hate-motivated offenses. Meanwhile, officers are looking for a man in connection with an assault at a North York restaurant last week. Police say 18-year-old Noor Edin Newman, seen here, approached the victim who was entering the restaurant near Don Mills Road and Gateway Boulevard last Thursday. He allegedly lunged at her, pushing her to the ground before fleeing the area. He was last seen wearing a black zip-up hooded sweater, gray sweatpants, and white Nike Air Force shoes. Police say the accused and victim are known to each other.
A man has been arrested and 2 suspects remain outstanding following an armed robbery in Mississauga at a hotel. 33-year-old Abdul Qadir Abdi is facing 8 charges, including robbery and possession of a firearm. Police say on March 7th, a male victim was robbed at gunpoint by 3 suspects at a hotel near Hurontario Street and Derry Road around 3:30 a.m. The victim sustained minor injuries and all 3 suspects fled the scene. Police have identified another suspect, 28-year-old Kimberly McIntyre, is wanted on robbery charges, and investigators are asking for the public's help identifying a 3rd suspect. A man between 20 and 25 years old was last seen wearing a black puffer jacket, blue hooded tracksuit, gray running shoes, and a black balaclava. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
Health officials in southwestern Ontario say they were shocked to find out that provincial funding will soon be cut for supervised consumption sites.
Lunder's Careport facility, which opened in 2019, has been a source of public controversy, and now both advocates and those opposed to the site are reacting to the unexpected news. CTV's Brent Lale reports.
I think having it there is important for homeless people and for people that use. They're going to use anyways, so it might as well be somewhere where they're going to be safe.
Corey Spizauka knows firsthand the importance of London's supervised consumption site.
Instead of you seeing them doing it at Victoria Park or downtown, at least they're in those closed doors there.
The Ministry of Health has indicated it will terminate funding for Ontario's remaining supervised consumption sites. That includes CarePoint on York Street.
It's devastating for people who use drugs and people who are struggling with addiction, who are homeless, who don't have any other place to use their drugs. From a public health perspective, it's a giant step backwards.
However, not everyone is opposed to the closure. At nearby Piccadilly Motors, Elias Samano has not only arrived to work to find a deceased person in one of his vehicles, he's had fires and even people living in his truck.
From the beginning, I think it was the wrong decision to have it here in the middle of the downtown. My advice is for the decision maker to have a facility for those guys outside of the city.
City Councillor Susan Stevenson calls it welcome news for business and property owners. She hopes this will send a strong message to redirect people to focus on treatment and rehabilitation.
I'm hoping this creates a discussion within council and maybe the support to say we're going to align with the province, we're going to create recovery-oriented systems of care here in our city, and how can we support people who are waiting for detox beds, coming out of detox beds, and for those who are walking a journey of recovery, we need places that are free of drugs for the people who want to walk that path.
CarePoint's operators say they had more than 15,000 visits in 2025. They reversed 218 overdoses and had 0 new HIV infections related to drug use. They're still trying to digest this surprising news.
We have a lot of work to do in the days and weeks ahead to try to ensure a smooth transition and a wind down of the program.
The province has given its remaining supervised consumption sites 90 days notice. The funding agreement will expire June 13th. Brent Lale, CTV News.
Well, there is some welcome news for riders on the Finch West LRT, with full service being implemented as of today. Riders no longer have to transfer to shuttle buses for service after 10 p.m., as service on the line has been extended to 1 a.m. This follows a months-long soft launch, which included nightly closures for maintenance. The TTC says trains will arrive every 6.5 minutes during weekday rush hours and every 10 minutes all other times. The move comes as the city is making changes to traffic signals at all intersections along the line to allow LRT trains to move through intersections before left-turning vehicles.
Still ahead on CTV News, we have the latest on the war in Iran. Gulf countries reporting new strikes today after Tehran warns of major UAE ports to evacuate.
All eyes remain on the Middle East this weekend as the U.S. and Israel keep up attacks on Iran.
Tehran has been firing back along with its Hezbollah proxies in southern Lebanon. CTV's Heather Wright is tracking the conflict from Istanbul.
Another night of sirens in Tel Aviv as this war enters its third week. Iranian missiles seen here being intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome, though officials say cluster warheads caused damage at several locations in the country. On Sunday, Israel's foreign minister visited a site that was hit in the north, denying reports that Israel is running low on interceptor missiles.
The answer is no.
Gideon Saar also says there are no plans to have talks with Lebanon in the coming days.
If the Lebanese government and the Lebanese army want to change something, they should do something in order to stop the attacks being done by Hezbollah from Lebanese territory.
Lebanon was dragged into the war earlier this month when Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group, fired rockets at Israel in response to the killing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Since then, Lebanon's health ministry says more than 800 people have been killed, with close to 1 million forced from their homes, some living in these makeshift tents. I don't have a tent. I don't have anything, says Mohammed Marie. I have no money to rent a house.
It's a pretty dire situation. You know, the crisis is escalating and displacement is rising rapidly.
The United States and Israel continued their offensive against Iran on Sunday as U.S. President Donald Trump called on several allies to help open the Strait of Hormuz. The key passageway has effectively been shut down by Iran since the war began, leading to a spike in global oil prices. On Sunday, Trump's energy secretary reiterated the administration's message that the high prices resulting from this war are temporary.
The conflict will come to the end in the next few weeks, and we'll see a rebound in supplies and a pushing down of prices after that.
A senior Iranian official says a condition of this war ending is the United States leaving the Gulf region entirely. Another indication that a diplomatic solution at this time remains unlikely. Heather Wright, CTV News, Istanbul.
Public Safety Minister Gary Anangasangari says Ottawa has an aggressive approach to removing people associated with the Iran regime in Canada. The federal government listed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist group in 2024, but only one related deportation has taken place in the last 3 years.
There's a number of layers to the process, but Canadians would want due process available to every single individual, whether it's in a criminal proceeding or in a proceeding in front of the Immigration Refugee Board. And that's what we're doing right now. So we are, we've done the investigations, the work has been done, and we are aggressively ensuring that these individuals are removed from Canada.
Some Iranian Canadians have reported a spike in threats and violence since the war broke out. The public safety minister says there are about 270 reviews currently underway with 32 individuals who are deemed to be inadmissible and that their removal is being enforced. Last June, the Canadian Border Services Agency confirmed it was investigating how dozens of suspected Iranian officials were allowed to enter Canada.
The United Nations has recognized March 15th as the International Day to Combat Islamophobia. Canada's former special representative tackling that particular form of hate says there's been an increase in threats to mosques since the start of the war in the Middle East, particularly ones that serve the Iranian community.
Right now, it's a heightened time for our communities, and many are looking to law enforcement, looking to governments to ensure that they have that sense of protection, that they don't have to look over their shoulder when they're attending local prayers, or when, visible Muslim women like myself are out on the streets, taking a walk or going out on public transit, that they don't feel that they're going to be targeted. And sadly, it continues to be a reality for many in our communities.
Amira El-Gawabi pointed to a U.S. study showing a surge in Islamophobic posts on social media since the U.S. and Israel launched the war on Iran, saying events overseas quickly have an impact on communities here in Canada.
The Gordie Howe International Bridge isn't open yet, but a man was stopped by U.S. border officials after apparently managing to cross over from Canada earlier this month. The new crossing between Windsor and Detroit is scheduled to open sometime this spring, although U.S. President Donald Trump recently threatened to stop that from happening. On March 6th, U.S. Customs and Border Protection says it encountered a 28-year-old man who they believe crossed the bridge on foot from the Canadian side. They say he had a criminal history and was returned to Canada. CTV News has asked border and bridge officials on this side of the border for comment.
Prime Minister Mark Carney wrapped up his visit to Norway today, holding meetings with the leaders of the 5 Nordic nations.
The talks were focused on the role middle powers can play on the global stage, countering threats, and not just from Russia and China, but also the U.S. CTV's Judy Trin is traveling with the PM.
Okay, and one time here.
The leaders of the Nordic 5 and Canada, middle powers, meeting to advance their security interests.
We believe that these 6 countries are not weak countries. They are strong countries in terms of their values, in terms of their determination.
Forced to strengthen their united front after U.S. President Donald Trump refused to rule out using military force to annex Greenland, a threat he eventually walked back.
It's the ultimate long-term deal, and I think it puts everybody in a really good position.
In Norway, the prime ministers discussed how to put into action Carney's call in Davos for cooperation to counter great power rivalries.
One of the reasons why we have been able to stand firmly on very common values, that you have to respect sovereign states, that you have to respect a people's right for self-determination, is because of our good friends. In the Nordic countries, in Europe, but also with partners outside, especially you, Mark. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Canada's sovereignty has also been threatened by the U.S. Carney was asked directly by Danish media if Canada would provide military assistance if another NATO ally invaded Greenland.
We stand foursquare behind the principles of sovereignty, territorial integrity. It is for the people of Greenland and Denmark to decide their futures. And first point, being absolutely clear about that, being clear that we will back that with measures as necessary.
In a joint statement, the Nordics and Canada declared that they are allies committed to Arctic security to ensure that people in their part of the world can prosper in peace. The 6 nations pledged to increase their Arctic presence and work together to uphold the rules-based system of international trade. After Norway, Carney flew to the United Kingdom. On Monday's agenda, he'll meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to discuss the Middle East conflict and the growing humanitarian crisis in Lebanon. Then, a meeting with the King. Judy Trin, CTV News, London.
The countdown is on to the 98th Annual Academy Awards. Here is a live look at Hollywood's biggest stars as they are arriving, hitting the red carpet tonight ahead of the ceremony. Several films are generating strong buzz in the Best Picture race, including Sinners and One Battle After Another. The animated category is also drawing attention, with K-pop Demon Hunters, a global hit on Netflix, considered a strong contender for Best Animated Feature. Now, the film was directed by Toronto-based Canadian-Korean filmmaker Maggie Kang. And joining us from Los Angeles is E-Talk's senior correspondent, Tyrone Edwards. Mr. Edwards, you are there. Things are about to heat up. My first question for you is, who are you wearing?
Well, thank you, Ms. Case. Today I am wearing a lovely boucle blazer from Dunst. I got a Chanel brooch to go with the action. I've got some velvet tuxedo pants. And of course, you know, Andrea, I got some red bottoms for the red carpet.
Okay, so this is, I'm sure, like your Christmas, your New Year's, your Super Bowl. But let's talk about the Academy Awards themselves. Who are you most looking forward to seeing today?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to try to, just show some vulnerability here, be honest with you. I need Michael B. Jordan to stop ignoring me. I need him to stop and talk to me. I think his performance this year was deserving of Best Lead Actor. So I want to talk to him and give him some good spirits before he goes in there and receives his trophy.
Of course, the film Sinners received a record 16 nominations for the Academy Awards. It's going to be a battle, one battle after another, of course. I know we talked about Michael B. Jordan. What are you thinking in terms of Best Picture and Best Director?
Wow. Oh, man. I'm showing my bias this year. Best Picture, Sinners. Best Director, Ryan Coogler.
Okay, so you're on the red carpet. There's a lot of other media there. What is it like for you? This is not your first rodeo. You've been doing this for a number of years now. What is it about this event in particular that you like so much? Or do you?
I do. Andrea, I approach this event every year with gratitude. I'm grateful to even be here. I'm grateful to be here because we're talking about the best in the business, the best from behind the cameras, the best in terms of the sound and the score of the film, the best like of Ruth E. Carter, the best in costumes. And that's long before we get into the big superstars who get the, the lead actor and the lead actress. There are so many talented people gathered here today to be celebrated for their hard work. It's effort versus excuses. These are the people that are putting out the top tier level of work. So that's why we're here. That's why we're happy. And more than anything, the underlying theme here is a love for film.
Okay, I know a lot of people, I talk to regular people, they have not seen a lot of the films, maybe one or two. Of the films that are nominated that perhaps people, other than Sinners, have not given a thought to, which films do you think people should still take the time, if they can, whether it's a streaming service or still in the theater, get out and see?
I'm not going to skip over the fact that you said regular. My goodness, I love that. So for all the regular people like myself, I think it's important that you watch Weapons. I think it's important that you watch Hamnet. Oh my goodness, yes. Watch Sinners, watch Hamnet, watch The Secret Agent. There's so many. Watch Rose Byrne and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. There's so many good films. Train Dreams, if you can handle it. And the thing is, what I would say about this year's films is that there's a range of films. It's not just your typical sort of Academy Award type film. F1 is up for Best Picture. You've got Marty Supreme, a ping pong film. There is a range of films. There's something for everyone. Watch all the coverage that we have today and tomorrow, and then go and make your own list and go watch some films. That's what I tell people to do every year during our film festival, and that's what I would tell you to do after the Academy Awards tonight.
You know, we're going to wrap it up, Tyrone, but I know there's so many different types of films. I know The Child in Hamlet broke my heart, and Prince William actually said he's the head of BAFTA. He did not watch Hamlet yet because emotionally he couldn't handle it. But as you said, there's something for everyone, and you, Tyrone, you are something for all of us. Tyrone Edwards from eTalk, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the Academy Awards.
You are the best. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Agree with him. She's the best.
Oh, come on now. And
we're going to take you to the Oscars red carpet next here on CTV for coverage of the 98th Annual Academy Awards.
And CTV News Toronto at 6 will continue on CP24. We'll see you there after the break.